Hi, I'm Craig. That's my brother Brad. Welcome to Weekdays with Craig and Brad.
Life is hard, but you can't give up. Let's have a conversation. Weekdays, we're gonna make it today. Weekdays with Craig and Brad.
Episode 78, Brad. We made it.
We're gonna make it today.
Yeah. We made
did
it.
Mhm.
70
Good.
what?
8.
78 episodes and we're still not canceled.
We did
That's
it. That's
a
right.
victory.
Hey,
That is
coming
a
off
victory.
record viewership for this podcast.
Yeah.
Record. And great. Listen, we had yesterday's episode was outstanding. I'm so glad everybody is here. All right. We had great conversation yesterday talking about, the video game stuff, and that was nice. And we hit a new goal yesterday, a goal we haven't hit in a long time, which is 150 thumbs up. How outstanding is that?
Yeah, one go of it. Like usually I'll give it a few days just to give it a little bit of leeway to catch up. But we actually met the goal yesterday. In fact, we got way more than 150 thumbs up on that last video. So thanks for giving a thumbs up. In fact, give this one a thumbs up right now while we're talking about it.
It's a great idea.
Let's try to do it again.
Sounds good. Sounds great. Whether you're watching live or watching on the archive, we appreciate you guys hitting the thumbs up button and hit the comment. We'll dance to the algorithm a little bit later on. But right now, what happens when we get 150 thumbs up, Brad?
Look, we haven't seen our buddy Larry in quite a while. Larry is our good friend who keeps track of our thumbs up records. And every time we beat that record with 150 thumbs up on the previous video, he gets a new thumb. And he's been looking pretty dang nappy lately. He has been sitting at 12 and a half thumbs for quite a while. I think the last thumb was his nose thumb.
Yeah.
And, Craig and I have made the important decision that I think by 15 thumbs.
Yeah, I think maybe one or two more.
Yeah,
I think it may be time to send Larry out to the farm.
Yeah, we might have to bury Larry in all his thumb glory. I think what started out as a cute little way for us to get you to give us thumbs up has now turned into a literal nightmare. This is literally something that would give you a nightmare if this man was to show up in your dreams and approach you saying, "I swear these are thumbs." You would wake up sweating and probably have trouble going back to sleep. Now, that said, he gets a new thumb today.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
He does. He gets a new thumb. We're going to unveil it for you right here to give you a nightmare.
Hey, real quick, before we get to Larry's new thumb, just sheer hypothetical here, Brad. What if when we get to 15 thumbs, we find the actor who played Larry, and then we just get him going, no, and then we put fire around him.
Just terrible. Maybe that guy came from like a stock photo website. So he's probably got more stuff out there. If we could find a stock photo animation, we don't even have to hire the guy. We'll just get a little animation going. I'll do it illegally and keep the little watermark on it. just for extra funniness.
Extra bad. All right, let's see what we got. Where's Larry's new thumb today?
All right, so we're at 12 and a half thumbs. Today we're upgrading Larry to 13 and a half thumbs. Here we go. Drum roll, please. A water drum roll. All right, in 3, 2, 1, and
oh no, right. No.
Right between the eyes, Larry says, "Please make it end, please."
Oh no. Now, at this point, I just feel bad for Larry.
Don't you just you just feel sorry for the guy.
Have you ever watched Dr. Pimple Popper?
Oh, is that like one of the YouTube videos where they pop pimples?
Well, yeah. She's like insanely popular. She has a TV show now. Like,
oh my gosh.
It's crazy. There are people. I'm not kidding, Brad. There are people who walk in and they have like these giant. Like I saw one of this. Like this guy had a giant growth on the back of his head, And she's like, why didn't you get it taken care of? He's like, I just never really thought about it. I don't look at it much, you know? And it's like, it's giant, and she'll cut into these things, and it's just like,
oh gosh, that's barf. That's barf-o-matic right there. Yeah, like pull up Larry right here real quick one more time. Let's give him a good look. Look, Craig and I are all about inclusivity on this show, and I just wanted to point out that there are people out there that might have 13 and a half thumbs, and we better start thinking about representing them. And I'm waiting for Oreo to make a tweet that say 13 and a half thumbs lives exist.
That's right, because that's how they identify themselves. They just call themselves 13 and a half thumbs.
That's right. So those people are out there.
It gets dumber and dumber every day.
It really does. But you know what? I celebrate the dumbness of our show. Yeah. So look, maybe we'll get to 14 and a half, 15 and a half thumbs. Just make sure you give the thumbs up, and we can end Larry's life sooner than later.
Listen, just put him out of his misery.
For as inclusive as we are, we do also recognize that most people with 13 and a half thumbs also want to end their life.
Yes, not all of them, but most. Just 9 out of 10.
There's somebody watching this show right now with 13 thumbs, with their thumb sticking out it. They're just like, oh, that's me. Only 6 out of 10, not 9 out of 10, not the majority, or it's not the vast majority, just the majority of them with 13 and a half. Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
I would love it if this conversation right here, right now, was the one thing that pushed us over the line. Like weekdays with Craig and Brad, punk rock podcast gets slammed for their I don't know how you
derogatory comments on multi-thumb people.
Yeah, their ableism comments on look, hey, if you've got 13 and a half thumbs, you got more ability than I do with my hands. That's actually a privilege. It's a thumb privilege.
That's right. Man, check it out. Ethan gets my name reference today. Hey, reference to Homie the Clown. Love that. Mm-hmm. Hey, Craig, you don't play that. Mm-hmm. Let's go with that.
I didn't even read your name. Yeah, that was a great bit.
That was a great bit, and that would never fly today. A guy walking in as a clown, beating the crap out of kids at a kids' party.
Well, maybe if it was on the Grammys.
Well, and he was half naked, which is good.
Yeah,
scissoring the kids.
Yeah, I would love. I got to look up those clips sometime soon.
Yeah,
revisit the day. Yeah,
that's right.
What else we got?
Hating on the multi-thumbed. That's right. Hey, you know what else we got?
What?
The YouTube comment of the day.
There it is, right there, coming from Joey today. So we were talking about nostalgia yesterday and how it's the gaming space is a pretty toxic place. And Joey says it's easy to bash online gaming for its toxicity, but let's not get too blinded by nostalgia. Let's not forget about the toxic smell of someone with BO at the arcade. Damn, Joey, spitting hot fire today. That's why you get
the YouTube comment of the day.
There's a lot of truth in that statement from Joey.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. Like, we've all been there before, especially if you've ever been to a convention. Brad, when you like show up to SGC, right? Mm-hmm. Wasn't there always just a certain stench,
a waft?
You just kind of, it's like a fine one. Sometimes it was me. Sometimes it's us. It's easy to be like, hey, that person smells like BO, but you know what, Craig? What,
sometimes you're the problem. Not you, but I mean us. We're the one. Sometimes,
really,
you get.
Doesn't it always start? Doesn't it always start with you?
It's funny though, the denial that goes along with it. Where first, like when you first smell it, like if it's you and you're like, you look around like, no way, that's me, and then you like, oh, geez, it is me. Like there's always a point of denial first.
And I'm going to be very honest with you right now, and I don't care really who cares about it. It's always the kid who played DDR.
Yeah,
always the kid who played Dance Revolution. They're always smelling and sweaty and gross. They go to the arcade to get their workout in.
Oh yeah,
You
well, because
know?
they had to bring extra pairs of clothes. That reminds me of the very first one of the very first Unaware Steve videos I made with I did DDR with that guy named Gay Snake.
That's
Remember that?
right. That's right.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
that was
there's
great.
truth.
That was out in where did I do that?
New York. I was in
I
New
was in
York.
New York City.
Mhm,
That was one of
mhm.
the very first things I did for Screw Attack. And
Yes.
I played Dance Dance Revolution. I'd love to watch that again.
He called himself
Played it
gay.
with
Called himself
Yeah,
Gay
his name is Gay
Snake.
Snake, and you guys made a little graphic too of a
Yeah.
little, purple snake that went by the screen that
Uh,
went
I
Yeah.
think it was a pink snake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
talk
good.
about things that you guys wouldn't do these days. You probably wouldn't do that these days.
We probably wouldn't make a snake that was gay. No, there's absolutely
No.
probably not.
But why not? He himself called himself that. His avatar online, probably, if he still had it today, would be a gay snake. So
Probably, yeah.
why wouldn't you just celebrate it?
Well, because gay people look like everybody. We all know that, and that's fine. But you know, it was funny. It was funny.
It was funny.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's okay to be funny,
That's right.
even if it's at somebody else's expense.
Look, it's like if you were to make a straight snake, and it would be like this white guy is like, you know, it's like the same type
That
of
would
thing.
be funny. That would be just as funny.
Right. It's like I feel like today in today's world, people are so stuck up on not offending people and are afraid of stereotypes. When in reality, stereotypes are the funniest thing in the world.
It
Like,
is like
It's like when you watch a black guy who's doing stand up and he's like, so I was talking to this white guy and he was like, well, hello there, mister. Here I am. You know,
that's
it's like
straight out of The Simpsons. That was
Right.
that was straight out of Simpsons when he was like, now white guys they drive like this, and black guys they drive like this, and like that was in The Simpsons, and that was funny, and that was okay. And we got to get back to being able to laugh at ourselves and laugh at stereotypes because
Oh my
it just
gosh.
is funny. It's okay. I'm gonna say it right now. It's okay.
Hey, I take offense to that.
Craig,
Hmm.
I hear you. And about what I said earlier about it being okay to laugh at stereotypes, I'm going to do better.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Accept your apology. Hey, speaking of things that we do on Screw Attack, you know, we talked about that last night. I just want to throw this out there. There's a lot of feedback from folks who are saying like doing you know, one last run. I talked about the idea of like doing one last run for like, you know, I talked about that last night. I've been thinking about that a lot. You know, the reception of that last night, as I just kind of mentioned it, seemed a lot. I'm not sold on it yet, but I spent a lot of the day thinking about that today. Just thinking about like what that would look like and if it made sense. So, you know,
Yeah.
just thought I'd throw it out there. So
You got to do it right, Craig. You know, it's tempting, and I think it could be cool. I think you could execute that really nicely for some people.
I'd want to make sure that everybody was associated with it. Like everybody that I wanted to get associated with it was associated with it, you know? Like when people think of like that era, it would most likely be people who aren't employed right now by Rooster Teeth because they can't do it. But a lot of folks that never even met each other. So, but I would like to get those people attached to it. With that said, you know, I don't want to get too far into that, but I would like to get into into this.
What the heck is that?
I misclicked. Yeah, I misclicked. I would like to get in this, and I was like, click, and it didn't click. But
Oh, jeez. Well,
Yeah,
that
no,
gave
it's the
me
worst.
time to pull up our what the heck is that for the week. We've had a lot of great guesses for this. If you're new to the show, this is the part of the show where we invite you to stare at a blurry picture for a couple seconds and wrap your mind around what the heck is that? And this week we've got a picture here. A lot of guesses thinking that this is Craig as a child. Because it really, really does look like your picture from the opening of our show.
It does.
Yeah, I could totally see that. We have had a lot of guesses as far as who this could possibly be.
Can I go down some of the list of them real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we've had quite a few. I'll just get a quick few of them right here. You know, coming from Sweet Sweet Gamer says, isn't it the lead singer from the All American Rejects? Frothy Fanboy says, what the heck is that? Kim Jong Un? And Joshua Chambers thinks that it's Justin Bieber with Steve Buscemi eyes.
Yes,
Also,
that's probably the closest so far.
Okay. Also known as Jesus says, is it chocolate ice cream on waffle cone on a body?
Ah, that's even closer.
Oh,
Because the
man.
thing is, most of the time, and this is just a little hint, a little nudge to get your imagination going. We celebrate not just one thing in these pictures most of the time. It's usually not what you expect. So if you think that it's just one person, if you think that it's just one thing, you're gonna have to do better than that. Ice cream, whatever that was.
What is it?
I can't wait to reveal this to you.
Oh, you're not going to reveal it now? I thought we were going to reveal it now.
No.
Oh.
We're gonna go another day.
Okay.
Let's let this ride.
Okay,
Let's let this ride, Craig.
Okay, sorry. I was on the edge of my seat right there. I was really excited about that. Okay.
I am excited to reveal it to you, but I don't want to do it today.
Okay.
So, put it in your comments. Some more guesses.
That's right.
Keep going.
We'll dance to the algorithm here in just a minute. Okay, cool. So last chance to get it in. We're revealing tomorrow. What do you win? Possibly lots and lots of Craig and Brad points. Lots of them. Okay, if you get it right. We've only had one of them guessed correctly ever.
Yeah, and that's great because that was a random picture.
Right.
And it usually is, but we did good.
Yeah. Okay. Next on my run sheet here, it simply says, "What are we doing?"
Yes, one of my favorite parts of our show. What are we doing? Today's "What Are We Doing" comes directly from our sister, Craig.
Okay.
She said she took her family to Six Flags over Texas today.
Oh, nice.
And I got a little bit of text conversation about how much a bottle of water is at Six Flags. Do you know how much a bottle of water is at Six Flags?
$3.50.
No.
$5.
No.
More?
It's more than $5.
$7.
No. $5.99.
Good God.
$5.99 for a bottle of Dasani water at Six Flags.
That's worse than Disney, by the way. Disney's $3.50.
Well, Six Flags is worse than Disney.
Wow.
But so she sent me this picture, and I thought, well, there it is. There's our what are we doing for tonight's episode. This is posted at Six Flags. If you decide to go to one of the parks, they've got a mask break zone. She was texting about how all day she was hassled about keeping her mask on, and whether it drooped below her nose, or she said there were really big mask Nazis there. And I saw this mask break zone. This zone is designated for a short break from wearing a mask. Please limit time to 10 minutes. Please observe social distancing. Like, is this sign really necessary? Let me reread it. Breathing break zone. This zone is designated for a short break so you can breathe freely. Please limit your breathing to 10 minutes.
Wow. That's amazing.
Like, who are you, Six Flags, to tell me this stuff?
Hey, you know that old guy in your commercial? He's probably dead. Congratulations. All right. That's right. Yeah. Plus, Six Flags is outside. Once again.
Yeah.
Like we've learned enough about this by now.
Yeah.
I
get the argument. They're private property. They can make their own rules. I got it. I get it. But really, when you go to Six Flags, do you want some teenager that is working there saying, "Excuse me, can you limit your free breathing to 10 minutes?" Like,
Brad,
no.
If you can't wear a mask, you're just being selfish. All right.
You know what?
Disregard the idea of getting on a roller coaster, and as you breathe, all that air just going right to behind the person right behind you.
Your mask is basically channeling your stream out the back and around, aerodynamic through and around your head. You're going woo, woo, and then it goes right. And the other person behind you's going, oh, and then it's just all like here, and then it travels back. And if you're in the back seat, man, and that's the best seat on a roller, you're getting the brunt of everybody's screams back there.
As CDI says, truth is the teenager at Six Flags doesn't care anyways. That's right. He's just
I know they're just doing their job.
he's like, can you just please put that on because I don't want to get fired.
Yeah.
I really
You just
appreciate
do
that.
this.
That'd be great. Steve M says they may be private companies, but what are the laws relating to air ownership at our outside private venue?
Yeah.
Air ownership, right?
Yeah. And that's what it's become, hasn't it? I mean, please don't breathe in our air, our free air for 10 minutes, for longer than 10 minutes, please. Like what a complete 180 from a designated smoking area. Right? Like, here's your designated smoking area. If you want to smoke, please limit your time smoking over here to 10 minutes so other smokers can come in and enjoy the smoking area. Like, this is a free clean air zone. Please limit your time over here and then get your mask on and get your ass back in line.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Right. There's a guy over there just watching.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had a dude there with a stopwatch at this point. He's like, it's like when you were a little kid in elementary school getting water at the water fountain and the teacher would go 1, 2, 3, and then you had to move on.
Right.
Because if you stood there for too long, you'd be drinking too much water.
Oh my gosh, that's that's amazing. Yeah, as Captain Agent says, how much does it cost for extra minutes?
Hey, if a bottle of water costs $5.99, I can't imagine how much extra air costs. There.
It's crazy. It's who knows? Who knows? Two of the most valuable resources to the human body: air and water.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that they know everybody in the park like well enough to say, well, generally people only need about a 10-minute break. Like,
what's fascinating though is when you I don't want to go down this road again.
Okay.
It's just crazy. Oh
you don't
my
have
God.
to. You don't have to go down this road.
It's just, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
We're almost there. We're almost there, maybe, until we're not. We just passed the 1-year anniversary. Congratulations. 1-year anniversary of 15 days to slow the spread and flatten the curve.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, yeah. Has it been a week since Texas opened up yet? Have we been open
Wednesday.
a week?
So it stays Tuesday, yeah?
Oh, tomorrow will be a week. All right. How you gauging things out there?
I'm gauging it like it's always been, like it's been the last year. Nothing has changed at all.
Nobody's walking around coughing more.
No.
Nobody's walking around. Have the numbers gone up in a week?
It's funny you mentioned that because I actually went in and most people will say you need to wait 2 to 3 weeks and a month. But today's number of cases were 4,710. Now this is coming off of, as I'm doing some quick looking, this is coming off the lowest day since before September of 2,729 in the state of Texas. That's number of cases. So, also number of deaths yesterday was 56, which was the lowest number we've seen in a long time as well. So, so yes, we are flattening the curve.
Yes, we'll find out in another week or so.
Once again, it goes down to, are we flattening the curve or are we eradicating? Just tell us, because eradication is not going to happen. Johnny says, hey, happy anniversary. Happy quarantine anniversary. Yay. So we're there. We made it. All right. Nice.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of flattening the curve, eradicating the curve, that reminds me of my tweet today that I was going to talk about. So I like to bring up this once every week or so because I'm just still processing this whole thing. But
don't undersell this. This is the greatest presidential promise that has ever been made.
Yeah.
Like, that's not hyperbole either. This is the greatest presidential promise that has ever been told by any candidate, period.
Yeah. Yeah. That promise being, Joe Biden promised in 2019 that he would cure cancer if he became president. And nobody's talking about it. I don't even think Joe Biden's talking about it, But he said, look, if you elect me, we're going to accomplish the single greatest thing ever. We're going to cure cancer. And he didn't name which cancer or what kind of cancer or anything, just cancer. Super huge, bold statement to make. Well, he's president now. And I just like to remind people that he said it, because wouldn't that be great if we cured cancer? Now, I was thinking about it today, and I posted this question on Twitter. I had said, has Joe Biden mentioned anything at all about his promise to cure cancer since he's been in office? Genuinely curious. I was genuinely curious, because I was like, he's been making some rounds in the press lately, going to different, shops and doing all sorts of little TV appearances and stuff. And I haven't heard anything about it. So there's one guy down here. Here we go. He said, if you're curious, do some research and let us know what you find. Trying to put me in place. I did some research in about 2 seconds. I said done. So I found this article. It said, let me move over here. Biden says U.S. will seek to end cancer as we know it after COVID pandemic. This was published on February 19th, 2021. But also there's this CBS article that says, when will COVID-19 end? A year into the pandemic, public health experts say never. So when will Joe Biden cure cancer? I'm not sure. According to what's out there right now, I'm going to say never. But Godspeed, Mr. Biden.
It's, people are gonna be like, you don't call out, like, you can't call out the president. You guys are right leaning or whatever. It's like, no, like the same people who say that cancel culture is accountability culture don't want accountability here. Like the same people who say that, when we all know that cancel culture is really just hate culture. It's really what it comes down to.
Look, if any president promised to cure cancer, I don't care what side of the aisle they're on,
Doesn't matter.
I'd be bringing it up every day. Anybody want to talk about this? We're gonna talk about the cure for cancer. Like, hello, the cure for cancer,
right?
Yeah, and that's that's what happens. Some guy, another guy had started like commenting like one thing after another, and it was like, well, what about this and what about that from the last guy? And I'm like, what does that matter now? He's not here. This guy's in, and he said he's going to cure cancer. I don't care about the other guy. I care about the guy that's in there now.
Florida man says, as the brother of a 37-year-old who died of cancer, I want to kick Joe Biden square in the balls for even uttering those words, like he has something to do with scientists making actual breakthroughs. I don't know, Florida man, but I do giggle at the fact of the idea of any president of the United States in a lab working tirelessly, working with beakers and like turning. Leave me alone! I'm finding the cure for cancer.
I'm doing it. Get out of here.
Oh
no, the funny thing is, like when I was doing research on this statement earlier this year, we found this out live on the show. Actually, when we talked about it, was Joe Biden had made this announcement in I can't remember what month it was, of 2019, and then like a month later, his organization, the Biden Cancer Organization, had ceased operations a month later after he made this promise. And that doesn't bode well for the promise, if you ask me.
No. Well, we'll just he's like, slide that promise right over here.
Yeah, we'll just. Psychic Yardstick says, I think it's just a gaffe, an extra offensive gaffe, but still just Joe being senile beyond his years. Well, you just don't gaffe that kind of promise. I don't. If that's a gaffe to from our president, our current president, we've got some issues, because what's he going to say next? He's going to be like, I saw Jesus in my waffle this morning. And we'll be like, well, it's just a gaffe. I don't know. Well, right. So, what does he get away with? Because that's a pretty big, bold statement. Again, I say,
Well,
That's
we'll keep up with it. Just like once again, it's the biggest statement ever made by a presidential candidate and now president. I think it's the biggest statement ever made, and it's just not talked about. With that said, I would like to point out it's a gaffe that affected 606,000 people in the year 2020 who died of cancer. So it's a pretty big gaffe. If we're gonna worry about the COVID pandemic like we are, it just goes back to like once again, it goes back to the idea of like, well, 500,000 people have died of COVID. 500,000 people die of cigarette smoke every year. 600,000 people die of cancer every year. Like these are all pretty big things that you can't just make gaffes about. So.
Are you telling me more people died of cancer last year than COVID?
Yes, I did.
There's your pandemic right there.
Mm-hmm.
And how
2019 there were 600,000. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
well,
600,000 every year.
Yeah.
Anyways, whatever. Okay. But like we said, we just want to talk about it a little bit more because it's one of those things, Hey, Jake, thank you so much for the host over on Twitch. Appreciate that. It's good.
Nice. Yeah.
I also would like to let you know that when I run for president,
ooh, an announcement.
I too will cure cancer and give everybody $7,000.
Ooh. Wow. I'm going to vote for that
from
guy.
the U.S. government.
I'm going to vote for that guy. Now, when you say 7,000, do you really mean 1,400? I'm just asking. It seems like I heard 2,000 not too long ago.
I said 7,000.
Okay. I'm going to hold you to that.
That's right.
I'm voting for you.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate that. I'm sorry. Did I say 7,000? I'm in 8,000.
Oh, sweet.
Did I say 8,000? I'm in 80,000.
Whoa. Wow.
Congratulations.
That's gonna get rid of my student debt.
But no, you don't need student debt. I'm going to wipe it away.
Oh, cool.
That's right.
Everybody wins.
It's good.
Vote for that guy.
You vote for me.
Yeah. Vote for me. Hey, guess what? We're going to have 2 lunches in the middle of the work day.
That's right. That's right. Work, you won't have to go to work. I'm just going to give you money.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
That's good.
Sweet.
It's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So I'm just figuring it out. Just all I need to know is tell you what you want to hear, and then I'll give you money, and you'll vote for me, which is great. So
how much you want? I'll give it to you.
That's right. Hal says if I win, everybody will win the lottery. That's right.
Wow.
That's right. Oh man. See,
Jake
Jake
how
says,
funny that would
make that $10,000. You got my vote / make us make use of my dual citizenship. There you go. Anybody wants it. There you go.
Right. Wouldn't that be great if you made the promise that look, you vote for me, everybody wins the lottery. So you get in and you go, look, everybody, here's the deal. Everybody get a ticket tonight. The jackpot is $7 billion or whatever. Everybody wins and everybody celebrates, but then like 3 weeks later, they all get a check for $2 in the mail because they had to split it up. And everybody's like, oh, wait a minute. That didn't really work out. I
never said you would win the jackpot. You would just win something on the lottery, right? It's everyone gets their lottery ticket, and it all has the number 1 on it, right? And then is it 1? Hey,
the winning number is 1. This is a live thing. It's a lottery ball thing that
just
spits out the balls.
Single
it's just
giant
one ball, and it rolls out. And then
it's me sitting up there. He's like, let's find out what's gonna happen. You just see this big ball rolling.
It's so condescending. Like, ooh, here it comes. Everybody's sitting there with their lottery ticket that has a big number 1 on it. Yeah, that's fantastic. And the odds of winning are ever in your favor. Yes.
It's just so condescending. It's hilarious.
Ooh, what's it gonna be? Are you gonna win? Here comes the ball.
Can you just imagine, like, whoever's president, whoever it is, they just get up there and have to MC like that? Like, can you imagine like Joe Biden up there? He's like, "All right, here we go." Sorry, it's hilarious to me.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Captain Asia says it's just a beach ball painted with a 1 on it. All right. You know what I should offer, though, is cryptocurrency to everybody, because that's going to be worth way more than the dollar here soon.
Yeah.
I finally did it. I finally bought crypto today.
You did? I don't even know what that is, Craig.
It's the wave of the future, Brad.
It's digital money, right?
It's digital money. Yes, it's digital money, and it's non-government regulated money. That's the long and short of it. So they can't track the money. You just kind of invest it, and it's all done through blockchains. And I know it sounds really crazy, but I finally did it. I came in and I purchased some Bitcoin today, a fraction of a coin, because how much? If I was to ask you, how much would it cost? Since you don't know anything about this, this is going to be really fun. How much do you think it costs to buy one Bitcoin, Brad? What is one Bitcoin worth?
I saw a video from a couple years back when Bitcoin had just started, I think, and a guy was celebrating that it had gone over like $100
right
per Bitcoin. So I imagine now it's I would maybe $1,000 for a Bitcoin.
One Bitcoin, Brad.
Yeah.
Cost $56,305.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So if you were to spend $10,000 when it first came out, and it was like available to be purchased. Okay. This is like, when they first started tracking, let's just say in 2016, let's just say 5 years ago from today, 5 years ago, March 12th, 2016. March 12th, there's close enough. Let's just say March 12th, 2016, roughly $500, right? $500. It has gone up 6 quadrillion percentage points. So if you spent like $10,000 and you owned like 20 Bitcoin, 20 times 56,000, you are now so rich. So rich.
So this is what I don't understand about Bitcoin. Maybe everybody can educate me on it, because I've never gotten into stocks. I don't get into investments much like that. And so you're paying government money for a digital money format. And then you have this invisible sort of ones and zeros currency. And then what? What are people doing with Bitcoin right now?
Well, so like Tesla, you can buy a Tesla now with Bitcoin, right? Tesla actually recently invested $1.5 billion into Bitcoin, and they ended up buying a ton, or Elon Musk did. And he's a big proponent of Bitcoin and all the other cryptocurrencies, because there's not just Bitcoin. There's tons of cryptocurrencies out there. So, and the thing about a Bitcoin is that you can't just, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. You can buy, you can spend $1 and buy 1/56,000th of a Bitcoin if you want. It's just however much you want to spend, and it'll go up. It's kind of like playing stock market. But the eventual idea is that you can then use that money to buy other things as it becomes more readily acceptable at different, at the market and stuff. And you don't necessarily carry a wallet around. You have what's called like a blockchain wallet or a crypto wallet that it keeps track of your ones and zeros on like essentially like a little computer in your hand, right? It's pretty amazing. Garnet Hart, who came in with the raid. Thank you so much, Garnet Hart. Says this is FOMO at its finest. Yes, fear of missing out, 100%. Yeah. So I bought some today, and I mentioned there's a lot of different kinds of Bitcoin out there. And when you talk, let me see if I can find this really fast. There's if you look for the Bitcoin prediction, where people think the cost of a Bitcoin will be in the coming years. It's all about predictions. Like if you were to say the stock market, where do you think the value of it's going to be? By the end of 2022, they said the low end will be 42,000. The high end will be $275,000 for one Bitcoin, right? So that is what, 6 times the value, almost 6 times the value of what it is right now. In the next year, they're saying it's going to go up 600%, right?
So,
and they say by 2024, 21, it could be worth $1 million per coin. $1 million per coin.
I'm at a loss with this though. So you're paying actual tangible dollars for invisible money. It's not like a Bitcoin is a bar of gold stashed away somewhere in a vault.
No.
Because somebody just said there's a finite amount of Bitcoin. And I'm like, how is that possible? You know, we can print money. Why can't we print ones and zeros as Bitcoin?
Well, so that's kind of how it was built. And there's also an aspect of it where people they can essentially mine for Bitcoin. They will take computers and mine and find those codes for them. It's really bizarre. And it's like big money. That's why there's like a shortage on processing power in the computer world right now, because all these people are buying all these, you know, to mine faster and better and quicker. It's crazy. It's crazy. So like I said, there's a giant list of cryptocurrencies here, Brad. And this is just a small list on crypto.com. I'll make this a little bit bigger so everyone can see. Bitcoin is obviously the leader in the clubhouse. That's the one that everybody knows. Its value is $56,000. Ethereum is the one behind it, right? But as Bitcoin goes, traditionally everything else goes. If it goes up, everything else goes up. You can see a lot of green, and it's constantly been going up. It's been, I mean, you go back to the Bitcoin price, and here it was, right? I remember seeing, Bitcoin's at $20,000 in 2018. And they're like, that's a bubble. And then it did. It kind of popped. It went down to $3,000. And now it's up at 50. And now I guess it went over 60,000, but now it's at 56,000. It's crazy. But there are a lot of different types of Bitcoins. I do want to point this out. So Tim Draper, I appeared on this guy's show. Tim Draper is a billionaire venture capitalist. And he envisioned, he said, and this article is from last year. He said he envisioned Bitcoin would hit $10,000 by 2018, which it hit $20,000 in 2018. And it said Draper scored big as an early backer of Skype and Badoo. He's also an early supporter of Bitcoin and has the underlying technological blockchain technology. In July 2014, Draper purchased nearly 30,000 Bitcoins, worth around $19 million at the time, which has been seized by the U.S. Marshals Service from the Silk Road, a website marketplace. So if he had these 30,000 Bitcoins right now, if he had them, they would be worth like $1.9 billion.
So how does the government seize non-government money?
I don't know. It had something to do with, I don't know. Silk Road is something I don't know about.
So here's my other question. On the other end, Bitcoin goes crazy. Let's say you make $1 million in your Bitcoin investment here. Do you cash out and then get your U.S. regular government money back, or you just keep it in there? I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, you can sell it. It's not that you don't cash out; you just sell it to somebody else. So like Bitcoin,
like stocks,
kind of, but at the same time, you can spend your stock. You can spend your stock on various, like eventually in time, just like Tesla and other merchants, you'll be able to use your Bitcoin. But the thing is, the value of the Bitcoin fluctuates. It's not like the dollar. There's an inflation in the dollar. It's like 4% a year. But Bitcoin is just going straight to the moon right now, and it will continue to. Like I'm looking at this long-term. This is Ethereum. This is the number 2 cryptocurrency out there right now, and you just look at these. These are predictions for where it's going to be. Right now, it's at $1,790 per Ethereum, right? So if you're to take like, I don't know, $10,000 and invest in it. Let's just say you bought 4 of these. Okay, you bought 4 Ethereum crypto Bitcoin things, right? By the end of the year, it's looking to be. They're saying that it could be up 303%. So let's say you invest $10,000, you'd have $30,000 by the end of the year. That's if everything stays on trajectory, right? They're saying by the year, let's just say 2030, it's going to be up 2,600 and 2,700%, which is freakish. Like you don't see that type of investment return on anything ever, ever. Like when you think of like businesses being bought and sold. Right. In the technology business, in the technology sector, it's usually there's a 7 to 10 times return, super high level. Like if you are a tech company that is showing this type of trajectory, you may get, and you're making, I don't know, $200 million a year, right? They may acquire you for $1.4 billion. That's because the idea is that, it's a 7x, evaluation. But you never see an evaluation of any sort of investment that is 3,000% return. It's crazy. JSG says, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Don't fall for this stuff, Craig. Well, I'll tell you what. I wish I had not fallen for it when the price was here, because let's just say, even if you bought it at its height in 2017, right, at $20,000, if you bought one at 2,000, and then you would still have $65,000 or $56,000 right now. You'd still have crazy. The Spooner says I started buying at 10K. Good for you, Spooner. I hope you cleaned up. But there's a ton of cryptocurrency out there, and there's even one called Polkadot, right? And you see these, the return on investment that they're looking at. It's a more moderately priced, like $35. If you were to spend, let's just say you were to get together $500 and you were to invest it in like Polkadot, chances are all these currencies are going to go up. There's a good opportunity there.
My concern here is that this sounds an awful lot like the .com bust.
Sure.
The late 90s.
Yeah, I can see that. I can absolutely see that. But I think that it just seems like when you have the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, investing $1.5 billion into it, that's pretty bust proof.
Well, I hear that, but he also invests billions of dollars into rockets that explode.
This is true, but that's also with SpaceX, which is going to be bigger than Tesla when it goes public. It's not even a publicly traded company.
I'm just saying he's got the money to burn. So if it didn't work out for him, if his Bitcoin investment didn't work out, he'd be like, well, that's okay. I'm still building rockets.
Right. So speaking of Elon Musk, he's been known, he's a big champion for crypto. And there was a currency. This is the thing that I look at and I go, this is the thing that I kind of have a little hesitation on. There's a currency called Dogecoin. Dogecoin.
Yes.
You've heard of Dogecoin.
Yes.
So Dogecoin is modeled after a dog, and it was essentially a joke currency, cryptocurrency that came out. And it kind of popped off about 2 months ago when the whole GameStop stuff was happening. And Dogecoin it's essentially it's just like any other cryptocurrency, but it started as a fake thing. It's still huge. And right now you can buy one Dogecoin for about 6 cents, right? And people are still predicting that it has nowhere to go but up, obviously. But if it was to get to $1, can you? All this is just a giant game of what if. That's all really what it comes down to. What if? What if it hits? So what you see in a lot of investors in cryptocurrency is you see a lot of people trying to invest on the lower valued Bitcoin. With the thought of that any of them could pop off. But the thing about the equation, the thought of it's like the stock market. The stock market ends every day. Cryptocurrency doesn't end. So it could be 4:30 in the morning and something happens and the bottom just drops out for whatever reason. Maybe some dudes on Reddit do something and then everyone pulls their currency or whatever. Something could happen. Who knows? And you may not be up. Or it could pop off. You could wake up in the middle of the night or wake up in the morning and be up 200%. Who knows? That's kind of what was happening with Dogecoin a couple months ago.
You know what I'm going to do? Here's my tactic. Here's
Please.
my investment tactic. All right. I need to borrow $56,000.
Okay.
And I'm going to invest it into Doge.
See, there you go. There you go. See, I think that's the most fascinating thing about it is, just from a return on investment, you look at something like Polkadot and you go, well, I'm going to go to the bank. Let's say you go to the bank and you're you go get a small business loan for $20,000 or whatever to start your bake shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you never actually open your bake shop. You just put it into crypto. But the thing is, you would never see a bank do that. The bank would never loan you because it's devaluing the money that they're giving you. You know, they want, banks are scared of this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the U.S. government is scared of cryptocurrency. It's just fascinating. It's a fascinating.
I hope it works out for you. You know why? Because if it works out for you, Craig, you know what you get to do?
Mm-hmm.
You'll have all them G's to buy screw tack and throw your party.
Right. No, I'm not using them G's to buy screw tack back. Sorry. I'll tell you what. You know, Hal says if I bought $100 of Bitcoin when I first heard of it, though. Right. And there's always that big FOMO. Because I remember hearing about it. I'm not kidding. I remember hearing about it in like 2010, 2009 for the first time. And I think it was Sean Hines who said something about it. He's like, "Hey, you heard of this Bitcoin thing?" And I was like, "Oh, you know, whatever." Right. And here it is at $56,000.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'd feel so much better if I knew that there was an actual gold Bitcoin, like that was like the size of a large pizza sitting somewhere in like a Scrooge McDuck kind of vault somewhere where you're like, I own a little bit of that.
Right.
It just would feel more tangible.
A Florida man says, I can't wait to make $10 million in Bitcoin, then exchange it back to the U.S. currency and pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
I mean, that's the thing. I feel like I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but it sounds like if you've got the money to give it a try, you can try it out. I don't understand also like all of the other companies. Like you had a list there that you had pulled up and like one was a joke. It's like could we have a weekdays currency if we wanted to make up our own digital currency and then just see where it went, and then all of a sudden people are paying $1,400, $1,600. Oh, weekdays coin is up to $50,000 this week.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't know. I legitimately have no idea. It's technical beyond my grasp. Yeah. But wouldn't it be funny if you had like, you know, Craig and Brad coins?
Yeah.
Talk about a joke. You know, they start off at just a fraction of a penny. That's the idea, is that people can go in and they can buy, you know, 6,000 coins for, you know, 10 cents or whatever. You know, it's like,
yeah. Here, I'm changing my name to Brad Coin.
There you go.
To a Florida man, 35. Yeah. Yeah. Couldn't I just make up Brad Coin and be like, look, just send me some money. and my code will be worth something to you. I got a website. I'll give you some of that code. Where do we get this code?
Spooner says Tesla bought $1.5 billion of Bitcoin a month ago. A lot of big companies are also adding it to their balance sheet to protect it against inflation. Yeah, 100%. And I think that's the one thing you're going to see is with the U.S. just printing money right now, the value of the dollar is just going to go and drop, where Bitcoin's going to go whoop, and it's going to be worth so much more. So
I've got an idea.
Yes.
Alpha Protos is Brad Bucks, and it got my mind thinking. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fight the Bitcoin digital currency model, and I am going to, if I had $56,000, I'm going to buy as many unused rolls of arcade tickets that I could possibly buy for $56,000, and that's going to be my currency. And you have to take all of your arcade tickets to a special like redemption center at the end when you're ready to exchange it. You got to feed it through the machine like back into the day, and then we'll have a ticket counter. And that's what I would do. At least you'd have everybody's house would have like under their mattress a whole bunch of old arcade ticket stubs and rolls, and they'd say maybe I wrote handwrite Brad Bucks on each one of them.
All right. As Indy says, just don't get them wet. That's right.
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be funny. Well, I'll tell you what. If anybody knows anything about anybody who can develop a Brad Bucks or Craig and Brad Bucks for cryptocurrency, hey,
let's do it.
I'd love to make that happen.
Yeah.
We'll get the first million of them.
Yeah, we will.
And when it moves a cent, we'll be like, trade, go.
Yeah, I would be on board with that. I'd just be off to the side being like, yay, what's happening? Are we making the money yet?
SCDI says, "How are there no bison bucks yet?" That's Street Fighter, the movie, right there. The bison bucks. Oh man. All right, so there you go. Well, I'll keep you updated on how things go. It's an exciting time. I mean, it is on the way up, but who knows? Who knows? It's funny because when you look at, I remember Mark Cuban saying you should invest 10% of your net worth or wealth into cryptocurrency, like 10%. So Cuban, who's worth like, I don't know, $1 billion, has $100 million tied up in crypto. He's probably beyond rich on that too. It's crazy. Crazy. So
that's interesting. I thought you're supposed to take 10% of your earnings and give it back to the church, but I guess Bitcoin's also morally acceptable.
Iceman says, "Wait, did we find out how much of a Bitcoin I bought?" The answer is a fraction of a Bitcoin, a small fraction.
Yeah, well, if it goes, it goes, right?
That's right. That's the idea. If it goes, if it doubles, if it triples, if I lose it all, then we'll see what happens. But it's a fraction of a fraction. That's right.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Maybe I'll go look at my wallet, see if I got $20.
Hey, you can buy. That's the thing. You just got to set up a Coinbase account. That's what it's called, Coinbase. And I think that's the biggest thing. Is right now it's much easier to buy it than it's ever been. I think that was the biggest hurdle for me when I first heard about it. I was like, well, how do you buy it? Well, you got to go and you got to. It seemed really like seedy and black markety. You got to go in and like type in codes and stuff. I was like, I don't know how to do all this shit. What do I? Just didn't make a whole lot of sense. So
it's like this: if you were at a in Las Vegas, you walked up to a jackpot, and you slid in a check for $56,000, and then you pulled the lever, and then it's just spinning continuously, and you're just waiting for it to stop to see where it lands, and it's up to you, right? Like to whenever you want to make your jackpot stop, and it might stop at a good amount, but you got to wait like five years for the jackpot to stop spinning, and then maybe it'll land on something. You'll be like, hooray, I did it. And then out comes $1 million in quarters at the bottom.
Just ding 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 ding.
Whoa, look at all these quarters. Look at all this Bitcoin. It's crazy. I got the jackpot.
How come everything comes back to the arcade? RW Halt says Coinbase will give you credit for people who sign up using your link. You should post it. Okay, hold on. I'll do that. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me get my Coinbase link. If anybody wants to sign up for Coinbase and just look at it. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Hold on. Earn rewards. Let me see. Let's see.
Colors of Gaming says I should buy Warner Brothers with your Bitcoin in the future.
Now, there you go. Right. Yeah.
I should do that after one. If I invest in Bitcoin, I'm going to buy a company that I'm boycotting right now. Oh, speaking of that, we haven't updated the boycott list.
Oh, that's right. I gotta
do that before we conk out of here.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll do that. I'll tell you. I will put the link to my Coinbase account for referrals in the description of today's episode. If anybody wants to sign up, give me, I don't know, I think it's like $5 of crypto. I mean, that'd be great. Double my investment. So I'll put that down below for sure. Okay, we do need to update that, and as a matter of fact, I do have that ready to go. We do have the person caught ready. Yep. Are we ready to unveil the next thing that you are person caughting?
Yeah. So a few episodes ago, last week I started this boycott list with companies that I decided I would boycott. Simply based on the mere fact that they're jumping on this woke train, and I'm just like, I'm not buying your fake virtue message right now. I'm going to boycott you. Okay, you want to get involved, then I'm not going to support you no more. So I made this boycott list. Then I realized, whoa, can I even say boycott anymore? So we changed it to person caught.
Yes, we did.
Now, after changing it to person caught, I realized what I had done, Craig. Do you know what I had done?
Well, I do, but I don't know if they did it. They know.
I had jumped on the woke culture train myself. And thus,
Look what you
from
did.
this moment on, I must add myself to the person caught list. There I am, added to the person caught list for having to apologize for the name boycott and then changing it to person caught to fit our cultural societal shift that is happening right now. I can't believe it. I've just messed up big time. I don't know how I'm supposed to boycott person caught myself, but I'm doing it.
Brad's off the show. Sorry about that. It's just now weekdays with Craig. We are going to person caught Brad because he is a piece of trash. And that's really what it comes down to, because I can't deal with somebody who is so intolerant and is going to boycott. Not boycott. What are we doing? Person caught all things. What do you have to say for yourself, Brad?
I'm so uncancelable that
What?
uncancelable. I just made up a word. That's what we're allowed to do now these days. I'm so uncancelable. That's a funny word. Cancelable. However you want to say it. I'm making up a word. That's true. I got to cancel myself. I've tried since the entire existence of the show. I've made an attempt at getting canceled, and no one's canceled me yet. So I have to ultimately. I've got to cancel myself.
How does that work?
Uncancelable.
How's that work? What are you going to do to cancel yourself?
Oh gosh, that's a dark question, Craig. Probably get anal COVID swab test. That'll do it. I don't know. That was just the first thing that came to my mind that wasn't so dark.
Okay. All right. See, as Chaos Corp says, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
All right.
Colors of Gaming. Hold on. Points out this important fact. Brad was wrong then, and he's wrong now.
That's right.
But you know what? According to the rules, we can still showcase my face and persona here for profit. It doesn't matter if it was wrong then or wrong now. According to Disney standards, as long as we make it known that what is wrong, we are still allowed to profit off of it. So I don't think we're breaking any rules.
You know what's not wrong is giving this video a thumbs up and sharing this episode with your friends and letting people know this show exists, because this show will not grow without your help, because YouTube will not let us. They will not let us. It will hold us down. We are too edgy, too raw, too punk rock for us to continue to grow. So please let people know exactly what's happening on a day-to-day basis. It's weekdays with Craig and Brad, recording live every Sunday through Thursday here on twitch.tv/CraigSkits and youtube.com/CraigSkits. Spread the word, let people know, and let people know like the Kicks87 who hit the follow button over on Twitch. Love that. If you're new, make sure you subscribe so we can continue to grow. Guys, remember, people are going to try to bring you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Brad, have a good day.
You too, Craig.